They call it the silent killer. Carbon monoxide leaks are dangerous and sometimes deadly. This winter, some scary brushes in Connecticut schools. In Waterbury at the Barnard School, a fifth grader collapsed and a total of 40 students were hospitalized after inhaling carbon monoxide because of a furnace leak. Most of the kids were treated and released, thankfully. And Representative Sean Williams is here to talk about some efforts with Waterbury area lawmakers to make sure that that kind of thing does not happen again. Tell us about it.
Well, thanks for having me, Lori. You know, it was one of the most scary situations I can imagine. I don't even have children, but, you know, there's a lot of people who send their kids to school every day and don't realize that there's a distinct possibility that their school does not have carbon monoxide detectors. And you know, I tell people all the time, we would never say to somebody, well, you know, your kid goes to a school that doesn't have a smoke detector.
Right.
This is by far one of the biggest public safety and public health concerns that, you know, a lot of cities face. And there's no requirement to have carbon monoxide detectors. So, you know, it's a bill that is a mandate, and Pat spent a lot of time at the Capitol over the years and knows that there's a lot of talk about mandates, and I'm actually the first one to say, you know, we shouldn't have more mandates on education. But, you know, as far as public health and public safety, to me, there is nothing that is more important than that when we send our kids to schools. And, you know, it's something that we should do this year, and I think we will do this year.
I mean, but you brought up mandates, and people will say, well, this is another mandate. Is it going to be an unfunded mandate? You're going to require towns to do it when, you know, they're all have budget problems, as does the state.
Yeah, that's the way the proposal is now, and you know, it may change in some future time, but it's not like the state is flush with cash, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a minute. But you know, in the city of Waterbury, for example, they estimated that the cost would be $50,000 to outfit all of their schools with carbon monoxide detectors. So you know what I say, let's repeal another mandate and put this one in if we have to, but you know, this is a very significant public health and public safety concern.
Good, all right.
You know, I find it kind of ironic that we're talking about this, because just this week I have an older furnace and the guy came to look at it, and he actually had to come in and test for carbon monoxide. I had no idea. So I would think that this is something that parents certainly should be concerned about, but at the same time, going back to the cost, the governor has said that the education cost sharing will not decrease, so schools are getting the same amount of state money. Where are we going to take it from is if the cities and towns have to do it?
I mean, I think if they have to do it, they'll find a way to do it, and if they don't have to do it, then many cities and towns unfortunately will not. But you know, like I said, if we have to reduce spending in some other area, and by the way, Waterbury is a city that has, I think, 33 schools, so you know, not every city and town has 33 schools. So you know, it's a really insignificant cost when you get into the smaller towns like where I live in Watertown. At an absolute minimum, new schools that are constructed should have to have carbon monoxide detectors, and we don't even require that.